The film that he did in 2021 was named Bachelor. In 2022, the movie that casted him was Love Today, and presently in 2023, the movie has just released named Dada. I'm talking about one of the notable actors of the Tamilian film industry and whose stint in the TV reality show earned him a huge fan base. I'm talking about Kavin. Kavin had delivered his career's next film titled Dada, which is directed by the debutant director Ganesh Babu, and we are here to discuss this movie in today's video. This film makes a very emotional start and then slowly induces the comedy and other elements into the narrative. But is it worth your time in the cinema? Let's discuss this in today's video. Hello viewers and welcome to In My Opinion by Samaksh Malhotra, and in today's video we'll be telling you the positive and the negative aspects of this film Dada and whether you should watch it in the cinema near you or not. So let's discuss the tone of the film first before getting to the storyline. The movie is very happy to have a light-hearted tone even in the tough scenarios when are put forward. The movie never gets too dry in trying to emphasize the emotional situations. Dada moves at a superb pace in the first half, ending with a surprise at the interval point, which is very crucial to the film. In the second half, the film has a light-weighted treatment, which is a staunch opposite to the films that we see these days, which they have very decently inaugurated in the first half and only open up the content in the second. Though there are a few blips and commercial elements infused into the narrative in the second half, it does not really hamper the movie's narrative and smoothly travels to the solid climax, which is a major winner of the film. But what is the genre of this film? The genre is very difficult to blend because if not done correctly, blending A, extreme emotions, and B, comedy in the right proportions can be one of the most daunting tasks. But with the filmmaker succeeds in doing so, there is no better tool to keep the audience engaged throughout the tone of the film. Kavin's Dada is one such film that has its emotions in the right place, its comedy in the right place, and its love stories and love angles at the correct place. It demonstrates the battles that Manikandan, played by Kavin, faces while trying to make a good life for himself and his child, with some light-hearted moments and some comedy. Manikandan, Kavin, and Sindhu, who's played by Aparna Das, they are final year college students in the film and are in head over heels in love with each other. Mani unexpectedly impregnates Sindhu and becomes a father at a very young age. While both of them decide to live together at their friend's place, Mani's irresponsible behavior and his lazy attitude towards Sindhu's pregnancy's period creates differences between the both of them. Now Manikandan is left with no other option but to raise the newborn child all alone despite his economic conditions. What follows is a beautiful tale of a father and son and the journey against all odds. If we talk about the director Ganesh Babu's writing, it is pretty much effective enough to pull the audience into the world of Manikandan, who's a single parent who gets into the redemption phase. The protagonist here is definitely flawed to an extent, and that's one of the biggest strengths of the film. He resurrects himself every single time when reality hits him hard, making us all root for him. They say comedy can help soften the seriousness of the drama, and that's what the director Ganesh Babu has implemented in Dada. The lighter moments and the wacky dialogue that come every single time after an emotional sequence works big time in the movie. Pradeep, Antony's character in the second half, takes the viewers on a fun ride. Though there aren't many conflicts after the intermission, the screenplay becomes a bit predictable when we are watching the film. The inclusion of a few characters, although such as Pradeep, Antony, and BTV Ganesh, keeps the movie and keeps the viewers entertained. The sequences between the father and son are well written, and there's definitely a lot that the audience would definitely relate to as well. Kevin's screen presence and the way he carries the role throughout adds a lot of value to the narrative. For instance, we are introduced to his character as somebody who doesn't get affected by or cry at the situations in his life. But at one point, when we find tears in his eyes, it's quite believable and does not look fake at all because the audience can sympathize and empathize with the protagonist. Now coming to the leading lady of the film, Aparna Das. Though she sheds a few tears and most of her parts are filled with lots of Rona Dhona, she has done a good job as well. Their chemistry works in many instances, and there's one reason why we fell in love with this movie, because because of the love angle that they introduced the starting with. The technical aspects of the film, if we talk about, both the cinematography and the music is quite brilliant and will retain with the viewers long after they've seen the film as well. When we talk about Jen Martin's background score, which elevates the emotions while the viewers are watching the film, it's very important for the background score to be disconnected, because it is the background score that keeps the retention power in the viewers and the audience, that they can recall a scene whenever they hear a certain music. Now, Dada could have easily been the Tamilian version of Pursuit of Happiness if it had only focused on the career and the battles of Manikandan, who is struggling to raise the child, Aditya. But it also showcases his love life post-interval, giving us another dimension and a touch of comic element as well. If we overall talk about Dada, it is a well-written drama with the right mix of comedy, emotions and love. It is something to watch out for the weekend if you don't have a lot to do, and if you're not a fan of coming out of the age movies but still want to watch it, then you might wait for it to be released on the OTT platforms. That was the video, guys. If you liked it, do like it, and if you loved it, do remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel while pressing the bell icon, so whatever I upload next, you get the notifications first. Do remember to share this video with all the content lovers that you know of. And while following me on Instagram, do remember to follow me on Twitter as well. The name's Samaksh Vivo. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's all for the day. Signing off. See you in the next video.